Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 Kaiserreich with me, Alpha Pi Omega, the German Empire. So, in the last episode and the one before, we got hit pretty heavily by the Black Monday crash, but we're already trying to deal with that. We decided in the end to liquidate the unprofitable estates, which we are going to finish today, and then we're gonna jump at the Reichsarbeitsdienst and the Council and the radio, increasing our stability and removing part of the penalties that we are having from the Black Monday effect. So we'll be back on our track, chugging along. So let's unpause the game and see how we're doing. There's not much to do for us. We started training 2 new divisions for the army. We're producing stuff, at least a bit, and the construction is going at a crawl, but, this is the beginning. We're just gonna see everything going back to normal very soon. The syndicalists' first move. The Reds are meeting to coordinate their activities, which are definitely aimed against the order we have established in Europe following our victory in Weltkrieg. We must watch this meeting and analyze its results closely. Let's watch them. How's our agent doing in Moscow? Herta Scherta is actually doing a pretty good job. From Intel Network 6%. No, not 6%, 0.6%, okay. But it's something. Romania nationalizes the oil fields. That is something that is probably gonna hit us heavily. Are we getting oil from... No, from Azerbaijan, okay. So after the complete crash of Oil Lands, a leasehold company managing the Piolesti oil fields, Codreanu's government proceeded to nationalize the assets of the bankrupt corporation. It is yet another case of Romania breaking the Bucharest Treaty, but there is little we can do to stop them, and neither does the public care much about the issue. So trade relations on Romania changed by -200. Okay, so Romania is not a friend anymore. The relationship though are there. The hit isn't there. It's weird. And the Kenya-Tasov affair. A rather unique case has been sluggishly passed throughout our legal system for years. Now it has reached the highest court in the German state. Anti-colonial activist Jomo Kenyatta has brought a class action lawsuit against former African Governor Wilhelm Solf. The case has become something of a political embarrassment, and some of the plaintiffs are veterans of the Weltkrieg, it cannot be easily dismissed. They claim that Solf's administration harmed them through policies of illegal land seizures and even abductions and torture, all done with Solf's knowledge and little legal basis. While the implicated party is no longer part of our administration, commentators have noted that an award by the court could potentially set a precedent as to what the permissible extent of rule-bending of our colonial administration is. We have nothing to fear. We're gonna get a verdict soon. Okay, so let's see the result. How's the research going? Okay, electronic mechanical engineering is gonna be done in 46 days. That's good. And then the Panzerabwehrkanone is gonna come. I think we're gonna make it a basic equipment of all of our infantry divisions, because that is going to make them way better suited. I would really like to give our units an armored recon company, but I'm afraid it's not gonna work. Motorized recon would be better, but if we actually get the armored cars, we could equip them with those. Pius XII elected as new pope. Catholic faithful in Rome breathed a sigh of relief as the Sistine Chapel's chimney bellowed forth white smoke, signifying the election of a new pope. A short time later, it was announced that the pious and popular Eugenio Cardinal Pacelli had become His Holiness Pope Pius XII, leader of the Catholic Church and head of the state of the Papal States. It is anticipated that he will continue the policies of his predecessor, whose pontificate pontifical name he has taken. Good luck, your holiness. And France for Bayern falls ill. It would be cool if we could guarantee, but I think it's not gonna be. Before the Second Weltkrieg start, guarantees can only be made for national focus. Yeah, okay, but it would be cool if we could guarantee Rome. I would like that. Pius the 12th. Pope Pius the 12th, formerly Cardinal Eugenio Pacelli, is a man of great spiritual fervor. He is renowned for his piety, but has a strong authoritarian streak that is matched only by his desire to protect the people. Well, a verdict. Years of legal battle have come to an end earlier today when the litigation of Yuma Kenyatta ended at the highest court of Germany. While the Kikuyu lawyer has skillfully defended his points, Solf's side was represented by renowned political theorist Carl Schmitt. The jurist produced a novel defense that has established a new legal precedent. Solf has, allegedly, acted in the interest of the state by taking the necessary steps to ensure the integrity of our empire in a state of exemption. The final details of Schmidt's case were largely based on his essay on political theology, which gave birth to the phrase "sovereign is he who decides on the exception." Whether Schmidt intended this or not, the phrase has become a catchphrase for the supporters of a more hardline approach to colonial governance. Okay, I guess that's the good result. How's China doing? Well, the Nanjing is decimating its enemies, but now it's surrounded by them. Everywhere it goes. Same with Kuomintang. I was expecting Kuomintang to be defeated, but they are growing like crazy. It's gonna be interesting because they're at war with the Nanjing Creek, so I wonder who... because they both grew immensely. So I wonder who of them is going to win. Actually, Kuomintang is eliminating some of the forces that they encircled, so they might be the ones that's gonna win. No, the radical socialists, not syndicalists. So that's good. And you guys are paternal autocrat. I don't know who we should wish for, to be quite honest. Famine breaks out in Sichuan. The province of Sichuan has long struggled with famine. Rocky terrain and unpredictable weather kept populations low until the early Qing era, when widespread land clearances and immigration incentives brought hordes of peasants to the province. In 1925, a lengthy drought turned into a devastating famine that ravaged the province, leading to hundreds of thousands of deaths and millions of refugees. Now with chaos in the league disrupting food shipments and another lengthy drought, the spectre of famine haunts Sichuan once more. Already horrifying stories are emerging of mothers selling their children into slavery for scraps of bread, and anarchy gripping even the richest market towns. This year just keeps getting worse. Oh yeah, it does. This is utter chaos. Prince Sabatin appointed Grand Vizier. Seemingly unable to execute his plans despite his electoral victory in 1945, former Grand Vizier Mustafa Kemal submitted his resignation to the Ottoman Caliph only a few months ago. Betting on early elections bringing him the absolute majority and popular mandate he needed, it seems the former general miscalculated gravely, as the Liberal coalition defeated in 1945 has only cemented its power. Following his electoral victory, Prince Sebahattin, leader of the HIF, was appointed earlier today by the Caliph, promising to fulfill his agenda of decentralization and promoting private industries. HIFS 25 and DF. I don't know what that one is. Market Liberal, Social Liberal. Yeah, but they probably have a coalition. And Kemal was part of which one? Yeah, because these guys got over 50%. Jakwari. I'm not sure who he's leading though. But yeah, liberals are reigning in the Ottoman Empire. Interesting. Grand Vizier Sabahattin. Okay, we got that one done. Ranvizir Arslan. Interesting. Republican Revolution in Iran. Social Democrat. Leader of Republic of Iran. With news reaching Tehran of the Shah's death a few days ago, the people of Persia took to the streets to demand the establishment of a republic. As of last night, it appears that Republican protesters have successfully taken control and pushed the Qajar dynasty out of the country. Persia, or Iran as it is now called, has been a place of instability and troubles ever since the end of the Anglo-Russian occupation of the nation. With the Middle East growing increasingly unstable, many wonder how the new Republican government will respond to possible threats or challenges in the region. Okay, so we liquidated the unprofitable estates and... oh snap. Okay, so we need to finalize... oh god, we have to go through this one now. Jesus. So this was actually useless, we just lost factories. God damn it. Finalized centralization, restored the Bundesrat or Schwachterskamerilla. Okay, well, I guess we're gonna be hit for a bit longer than I expected. So, Imperial Restructuring. Well, it is an undeniable fact that the German Empire is the greatest nation to ever grace the pages of history. There is always room for improvement. In light of recent shortcomings in our administration, we should look into making various policy changes and reforms for a better future. So political power plus 50. Damn it, I did not realize that this was a prerequisite for these ones. Yeah, and to get the Gehaltskürzung, we'll need to actually go through these as well. You need to have either zip 3, pack 2, or the military industrial complex. Legation cities voting bailout. Black Monday has left deep scars in the global economy, in particular on the Deutsche Asiatische Bank in Shanghai, which seems to have fallen victim to unscrupulous business practices and possible insider trading. Our delegation are now seeking guidance on how they should vote concerning the proposed bailout of the DAB. Approve the motion, deny the motion, abstain. Well, it's a Deutsche Asiatische Bank, so approve the motion. Let's hope for the betterment. Will we have enough for another full training? Nope. We'll have enough for one division. Not producing nearly enough. Now, on the other hand, it is possible that by the time they are done, we are going to be... okay, so we can actually train 4 divisions and strengthen our armies each by 1 unit. Georgia leaves Middle Europa. Really? Wait, was Georgia part of the Middle Europa? I did not know that. Well, Azerbaijan is... okay, so that's how and why we're getting that fuel. Okay, I did not realize that. It didn't even occur to me to check, to be quite honest. Okay, well, I guess they're probably seeking protection from Russia. Georgia has severed the last of its ties with Middle Europa today, and their government has chosen to leave our sphere of influence, citing the exploitative nature of the customs union, and the designs we might have led towards their country have to be abandoned for the time being. Okay, and food from Middle Africa. Oh nice, 250 of Middle African support equipment. Cool! Thanks to the initiative of the new colonial administration, Middle Africa is now producing grains and canned food in significant quantities, enough so that it relieves some of the pressure on our domestic industry. Without the new colonial administration, this kind of benefit would be impossible. So we now have... wait, what? We don't? Ah, okay, now we got it. Nice, okay. It's pretty good. 250 units of supply is pretty good. The vote passes. The most recent vote in the Navigation Council has passed by a comfortable majority. Will now be implemented. I'm kind of blindly voting on these. Again, as I mentioned, I like to play Kaiserreich and all the mods blind as much as possible. That's how I played the Last Days of Europe and how I'm playing Kaiserreich, because I don't want to, game the game. I want to see the results of the actions and try to predict what's gonna happen. Like, I mean, the support from Middle Africa, awesome, appreciate it. So, electronic mechanical engineering. We live in an age when electrical machines can no longer only warm and light us, but help us think and communicate. Electronics will be a key to military intelligence in the coming century. So we can immediately go further and get the mechanical computing. Pardon me. Bomb size 1. Okay. Constructing machines capable of advancing differential analysis will radically change the sort of machine-assisted calculations that can be made. Well, I mean, getting this really quickly is a good idea to go with. The next one is a bit ahead of time, but by the time we finish this one, we might just be able to get it. And better fire control system. Do we have... yeah, light battery, hit chance, 2.5%, and a heavy battery. Yeah, okay, so this is a better rangefinder, basic fire control. Can you get this? No, you can't get it for naval experience. Radio detection. We also need to get this one, breakthrough 15%, and other things is pretty darn good. But didn't our units already use the radio? I'm confused. Maybe that was like a level 0 radio or something? No, they're already using it. Huh, I guess we get access to it nonetheless. Greece seizes German assets. Thanks to the rippling effects of Black Monday, German investors who held majority shares in Greek factories and mines have been closing those businesses down. In some cases because they're unprofitable, but in others because the investors have gone bankrupt. The Greek government has responded by seizing the companies, despite the Treaty of Salonika, signed after the war stipulating that our investors have unfettered access to their economy. Many in the government are suggesting that we respond harshly and not only apply sanctions, but pull all investments out of Greece altogether. Others say the country is only trying to stay afloat. Black Monday has hit all of us hard. I mean, Greece in this timeline is really small because Bulgaria gobbled up most of the territory. So, apply sanctions and pull all business out at once. Sanctioning the Greeks will prevent them from peacefully joining our sphere of influence. Just apply sanctions and express our outrage, or leave them be. I mean, they're seizing the ones that are pulling out, so let's leave them be. I mean, in these dire times, we're all just trying to do what's necessary. Oh God. The tungsten trade of German East Asia was terminated because of the lack of factories. Jesus. The Delegation Council votes on providing aid to Sichuan province. The southern Chinese province of Sichuan is currently experiencing a terrible famine and is struggling to save its people. They have requested that the Delegation Council authorize delegation cities to help them open up new sources of grain until the land can recover. Many experts on Chinese politics, however, warn that the money we send for famine relief could just go directly to Sichuan warlord's pocket. No, we have to help. Approve the motion. Okay, Kuomintang is winning here, obviously. And as we are unable to provide enough tungsten here. How much do you cost? 2? No, I could just save these factories. Because we got enough artillery for now. And let's just put it on something else that we have a decent amount of. I'm actually not producing any total anti-air, huh? So you know what, let's put one on the trucks and let's start producing the trains. Because I think that is something that we can only benefit from down the line. Having enough trains and being able to supply your lines is a good idea. So, and what about the chromium? Could maybe cancel that one as well, but I think those are those are going straight to ships. So that's not something that we can actually do. Okay, we're starting to get a decent amount of naval experience. That's pretty good. Suffragist movement gathers strength. Lately there has been an increased momentum in the women's suffrage movement, which seeks to force the government to enfranchise women by giving them the right to vote and stand for elected office. In these troubled times for the empire, we must be careful in formulating a policy response liable to cause domestic tensions. Granting the suffragists what they ask for would anger the more conservative elements of our government, particularly members of the Reichstag, a body currently elected solely by universal male suffrage. On the other hand, a stern refusal followed by reprisals may lead to further protests and riots, especially in the more liberal states, many of which already permit female voting in regional assemblies. It is a cause worth supporting. Promise action but do nothing. Or women, know your limits. I mean, there was a focus down the line here. Yeah. But we would have to have a Social Democrat Party ruling. We don't really have the political power, so let's go with promise action but do nothing. That's the middle ground. And while it is awful, you know, we really can't do much. We're really not getting much political. Oh wow, we have we have 3% war support. Okay, that tells me a lot about why we're getting only 0.04 daily gain in command power. Jesus Christ. What about the navies? You guys... Wait, we need to change... Yeah, automatic split off is enabled. Automatic split off is enabled. Same here. Can I do this on the level of the... Yeah, I can do it on the... Yeah, on the level of the entire fleet. Okay, because we really need them to finish. Cool, you guys are already ready. Deutschland class. These are most likely aged. Yeah, I could give them better fire control. Okay, the vote passes, so we're gonna provide support for the Sichuan province. Vote planning catapult, huh? Secondary batteries and anti-air. Yeah, I think this would be a good upgrade. Refit cost 1100. It's quite a lot of... Yeah, because aircraft attacks are gonna be more prominent as we're gonna go through this. So I think it is a good idea to do... Yeah. I hate to say it, but Kuomintang is winning this. Yep. They eliminated a number of the enemy divisions, and they're now pushing northwards. Well, these guys are still fighting with the Quick. You're surrounded, while Kuomintang can only push north. So that's their biggest advantage. I wonder if they're gonna attack the vacation cities sometime in the future. I don't remember how they're gonna turn. Mangjian Wei, National Revolutionary Army, Revolutionary Fervor, Lithuanian Envoy. An envoy has arrived from Lithuania wishing to invite representatives from our government to negotiate a new trade agreement. Currently, due to the Treaty of Brest-Litovsk and our subsequent agreements, we have restricted Lithuania trade from the Baltic Sea. Their goods either go through Memo or Riga. It now appears that they wish to have unrestricted access to the Baltic Sea, circumventing Memo and Riga. Very well. I mean, we're gonna be open-minded. And once we get the Imperial Restructuring, I'm gonna end the episode. Ease up Conscription. Oh wow, we actually... Yeah, due to the... God damn it. Well, with the awful war support, there's not much we can do. That sucks, we're gonna lose all of our manpower. Svenekup in Bulgaria and Manuel Carvas assumes full control of Argentina. So we're gonna deal with that in the next episode, and we finally are back into positive political power with the finishing of Imperial Restructuring. So thank you very much for joining me for this episode, and I'll see you in the next one.